Common Council meeting, March 22nd, 2021. Can we have a moment of silence for our veterans and our COVID-19 victims, please? Thank you. Pledge allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May we have roll call, please? Councilman Lunsford? No.
No, okay. Councilman Brown?
Here.
Councilman Gress?
Here.
Councilman Campton?
Here.
Councilman Emmons?
Here.
Councilman Dahl?
Here.
Councilman Showalter?
Here. Okay. Approval of the minutes from the March 8th, 2021 regular meeting in front of you. Anybody have any questions, any concerns?
I move we approve those as written.
Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve as written. Councilman Brown seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Written presentation of the claims in front of you tonight. I looked at them. I didn't see anything that stood out.
I move a motion we approve them instead of the Board of Works.
All right, Councilman Gress makes a motion to approve and it sends to the Board of Works. And Councilman Emmons seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Comments from the members of the public other than what's on the agenda tonight? Yeah, they're,
They're on the agenda.
well, it's on the other, I was gonna have it for other business. I was gonna bring it up in other business. Okay. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Tonight we have John Richardson and Fran Neal here to share some information about MS and the local support group for MS. And then also, after they get done talking, I have a proclamation that we drew up for MS awareness. John?
Yeah, hey, thank you very much, first of all, for allowing us to talk. Let me take a look here. I just wanted to, March being MS Awareness Month, our little MS support group here in Daviess County has been shut down since last March. We will be reconvening beginning with the May meeting, and our meetings are on the third Saturday at 10 a.m. We're also moving the meetings. The meetings were at Daviess Community Hospital, and after talking to the hospital and some of my fellow MS people, we felt like we'd probably be better off at the Cherry Ghost. We go to the hospital often enough, so hopefully that might grow our little group. And the last thing I would do is encourage anyone, look, MS is a condition, fibro is something that people have. A lot of people have rare diseases that they may not know anybody in this world who has it. Hell, you may have put a nail through your hand where you work, and it may hurt all the time. If you've got a pain you can't explain or a difficult situation, this is a great group of people to talk to. The best thing about having MS for me is the people I've met. And every story is unique, but they sort of share a common thread. And you can gather a lot of support and resources from these types of groups. So I encourage anybody, and again, thank you, Dave, for letting us be included. So,
Yeah. This is kind of, it's close to home because my aunt's had MS for several years and she struggles with MS, and she has her, good days and bad days, but it's quite a struggle for her. And I had a proclamation that we have, and I'll read this proclamation that I prepared. Whereas MS is the most widespread disabling neurological condition of young adults around the world, but which can be diagnosed at any age, and whereas an estimate of 400,000 people in the United States are diagnosed with MS, with ongoing research into its cause and treatment. And whereas an MS support group exists locally, hosted by the Cherry Ghost Coffee House, and whereas the local support group seeks more members and a higher level of recognition in the community. Now, therefore, I, David Rhodes, Mayor of the City of Washington, Indiana, do hereby proclaim March as MS Awareness Month in the city of Washington and urge our citizens to join in their understanding of this condition and recognize the commendable efforts of a local MS support group to bring more attention to this disease. So signed, sealed, this 22nd day of March, 2021, David Rhodes, Mayor of the City of Washington. And I want to give this to you.
Thank you very much.
No, it's my privilege.
Certainly appreciate it, guys.
My privilege.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. We gotta go. Sure.
There you go, thank you.
Hey,
Thank you guys for coming.
all right. Talk to you soon.
Okay. All right, very good. Resolutions, we have none. We have two ordinances tonight. Final reading of ordinance number 4-2021.
Move we read that by title only.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to read by title only. Councilman Kempton seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Ordinance number 4-2021 entitled, "An Ordinance to Mandate Safety Features to Facilitate the City of Washington's Fire Department Access to Distressed Buildings." Okay, do you have any questions or comments on this ordinance? Can I have a motion to approve this? Motion, Councilman Kempton makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. Can we have roll call vote, please?
Councilman Lunsford is absent. Councilman Brown,
Aye.
Councilman Grass,
Aye.
Councilman Campton,
Aye.
Councilman Emmons,
Aye.
Councilman Dahl,
Aye.
Councilman Showalter.
Aye.
Okay. Majority vote has it. This ordinance will be in effect. Okay, second, we have an introduction of ordinance number 5-2021 entitled, "An Ordinance for Additional Appropriation of the City of Washington, Indiana."
I'll make the motion to read.
Councilman Kempton makes a motion to read this ordinance.
I'll second it.
Councilman Showalter seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance number 5-2021, an ordinance for additional appropriation of the City of Washington, Indiana. Whereas it has been determined that it is now necessary to appropriate more money than originally appropriated in the annual budget due to the city receiving an advance of federal and state funds for the purpose of the COVID-19 small business relief grants. Now therefore, Section 1, be ordained by the City Council of the City of Washington, Davis County, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named, and for the purpose specified, subject to law governing the same. Fund 151, fund name, IN COVID-19 CDBG Small Business Relief Phase 2. Major budget classification, 1,000 personal services, 2,000 supplies, 3,000 other services and charges, and 4,000 capital outlays. For amount requested, $250,000. Amount approved by fiscal body, $250,000. Total for the 151 in COVID-19 CDBG, Small Business Relief Phase 2 funds, $250,000. Adopted this blank day of blank 2021. Okay, any questions on this ordinance?
So is this money already granted, or is this what we're shooting to
This
get?
is the
No.
$250,000 that we were given.
Okay,
award
that's out of that, okay.
businesses, yes. And it needed to be appropriated. Tim and I discussed this, and we weren't sure that it was needed to be appropriated, but the LGF said it is. So we're kind of doing this after the fact, but we'll keep us in compliance. We're going to go ahead and now, and I think any grant money that we get, we'll probably have to go through this process.
So we'll do it to start.
Yeah.
Yes, money left in that. I mean,
Uh,
we still have a bunch.
Yeah, there's about 100,000 been granted so far. not counting maybe the next will go around. So we just got about 150,000 left in there for small businesses to get a hold of us, and or get a hold of the economic development. They're the one doing this for us, but it's the city put this grant in for $250, and we're encouraging people to take advantage of this. Small business loans, or not loan, it's free money for these businesses that need help. And we finally, it took a while to get these people, some of these businesses to come forward, but I think we've had several, but we got a whole lot more that, you know, we could help if they just apply.
I believe you said before there is no time limit on this.
I haven't heard any. We asked.
No, they haven't. I really think that's the end of the year. I think I really think there is, but I'd have to double check that. I think that, you know, but the first phase of that, when the county got their money the first time, they pretty well used that 160,000 the first time. Then they got 250, and the city got 250. So we've done cities. We've had a few more come forward on the second go around, I think, than the county has. But you know, it's there. It's there for to help people and help small businesses. We're hoping they come forward and take advantage of this.
Is it a difficult job to get qualified?
No, not really. I mean, they ask for some financials and stuff like that, and they're not really looking at their financials for, say, to, you know, judge that way. But they're just wanting to look at it. Alan's we've both been on the process of looking at these applications.
So they just need to get.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know if we've turned anybody down yet. I don't think it's not there to be turned down, but we just want to make sure that, you know, they didn't get a whole bunch of other money before they asked for this, you know.
We need to have the radio say something good about it again.
Yeah, and the radio station, Dwayne's talked to Bryant Niehoff on this a couple times, and Jill Campbell's the one administering the grant. She's done a great job with that. So yeah, it's we're trying to get some more airtime on that and get it out there because we'd love to see people take advantage of this. Okay, anything else? If not, this ordinance will be up for adoption on the next council meeting. All right, other business. We have the noise ordinance 94.01 that I brought in front of you guys tonight. The police department, myself, and we've been working with Joe Addington, one of the owners down there at Purple Joe's. We have a couple of residents here tonight that I brought this for just to bring your attention to it, show you what the ordinance is. I wasn't going to get into a lot of conversation tonight because I really wanted you to look at it and give me and the rest of the council your input. And we'll be glad to keep it minimal, but we'll be glad to hear from Joe and the two residents, Alvin and Mr. Clyde, yeah. And Clyde lives on Van Treese, and Alvin lives right next door to the facility, right? Would you guys, who wants to start? You got a few minutes, you want to say a few words?
Oh, yeah, I'll say it. Well, he's got to drive me nuts over there. But anyway, I've been calling him for the last, well, ever since they started playing over there. And I don't know how many times I've called the police, and they've been over there. And if they tell him to turn it down, about 10, 15 minutes later, they got it back up. And he don't have no respect for anybody over there. I don't even think he has any respect for himself. But I've questioned him myself. And I just called him yesterday. He started playing music over, and I guess you call it music, I don't. But anyway, he started playing at about 1 o'clock, and I called the police. And the police came over. Well, no, they didn't come over to my place, but I guess they come over to his. Anyway, they quit playing, And I went out on the back porch to do a little bit of something, and I don't know whether Joe or who it was come out the back door, and he told me he's getting tired of my bullshit. And I told him, I said, well, when you come turn that music down a little bit, you won't have to worry about me. But he hasn't paid one iota to me or him. And I don't know what his problem is. He says he's put some soundproofing in there, but if he has, it hasn't made any difference as far as I'm concerned. And I had a couple cars parked in my yard over there, here, been about a month ago. And I went into his building there and questioned him about it. And he came out and I showed him where they was. And he had them moved. But one of the guys, I don't guess, anyway, the one guy moved and the other one's sitting in there. And Joe started to walk off and he said, well, he'll move after a while. I said, no, he's going to move right now. So anyway, he had him to move. And I haven't had any more problem with that. But they'll come in there with those cars every once in a while, but them boom boxes going. And that's almost as bad as him when they're playing that boom box that he's got in the tavern.
Yeah, we had a meeting last week in my office, and we've talked about things. I had the police chief with me, I had the building commissioner with me, and Joe was present. We talked about some items, talked about some stuff, and like I say, I wanted to bring this up and bring it to the council's attention. I've had a conversation with Councilman Campton about this. I've had, and a couple other councilmen's called me, but
well, here about, let's see, it was on a Friday, March the 17th, and this was during the daytime too. I called them at about 2 o'clock and told them about their noise. This was on a Friday, and after I called them, well, I called Doug, told Doug about it. He told me, he said, well, just keep calling the police. So I
yeah, but
they're probably talking to me too.
yeah, Chief Devine, we've talked. He's always kept me up on what's going on down there, and I've asked him several times about complaints.
Yeah, and I live a
On
block
bench.
away from there.
Yeah.
Watch Alvin here, he lives next door to it.
Yeah.
Got 2 kids, has to work, and has to put up with that.
Alan, would you like to have say a few words?
Yes. I think there's no reason for me and my kids to stay in my living room and to 2:30 in the morning when they decide to turn the bar and close the bar or turn the music down. I call the police, they come in, by the time they done talk to him, it's 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, so everything is time to close the bar and everything, so we stay awake all night.
We did have one complaint
Well, you
came
know,
at 2:30.
Personally,
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, with his business, I know he has to run a business, but it looks to me like he'd keep his noise within the tavern. I mean, if I did that, you know, and had the police come out there to me, they'd have me down there in the jailhouse, disturbing the peace, habitual potential, whatever they call them. But anyway, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, you want to say a few things? We're not.
We're not gonna keep it.
Yeah, I understand.
We're not gonna.
You know what the problem is, buddy?
Okay.
We're not gonna get into.
First of all, I would like to say that's kind of why I'd like for you guys to look at this too. I'm going to keep it, like you said, keep it short and clean, but he's made several calls, and
I made him for about a month, and it was last year too. He had it over in his garage before they opened the tavern up,
Yeah,
doing the same thing, and I went over and confronted him about it.
okay.
And he did turn it down,
Okay.
but then he every time you do it, you'd have to say something.
Let's let Joe have it. Go ahead, Joe. Let's let him talk.
Yeah, okay.
As far as when his first opening, like I said, he's called several times and we've done everything. I have every complaint right here. You guys are more than welcome to read it. I'm sure you probably have it. If not, I can get it to you or you can get it. We have put soundproofing up. I'm up around 5,000, which we'll have the front room done tonight. I think that is what's bothering Alvis more than anything is the touch tunes, which we've moved the speakers from the west wall over to the other wall. We had the touch tunes. When you own something, touch tunes comes in and they allow you to have your touch tunes. They allow you to have the pool table. They allow you to have the games and stuff. We called them. They came in. They sent perimeters on the touch tunes. That means they opened it up. It'll only go so loud now. Turn the bass to minus. Turn the volume to minus. It's all written. It's all right there where you can see it.
As long as I don't hear it, I don't care what you do.
Okay.
But then again,
Jeez.
when I was
I'm just gonna leave.
confirmed them yesterday, which was Sunday when they was playing it, about 1:30, something like that, I called the police. And the police evidently turned it down because they quit. And I got on the back porch, he called over to me and told me he was getting tired of my shit.
So that whole story that he started off with,
What?
Let's let him talk, Clyde.
What?
Let him talk.
Okay.
he's never one time called the bar. If he has, he's calling the wrong number. 698-0444.
I didn't call the bar, I called the police.
Oh, okay. When
I
you
ain't
were-
never called the bar.
All right, when you were
We're
talking,
not
you
gonna
said you
test
called
that.
me. That's fine, I understand. Yes, we have had several complaints, and they've came down, and we've done everything that they've asked us to do. I'm sorry that he's trying to hear it. I have tried to work with him several times.
Well, you didn't try hard enough.
Okay.
You
And
need
we're
to get that place fixed.
And we're still trying to work on it.
I don't wanna hear it anymore. As long as you keep it inside your cabin, there's no problem.
Sir, that's what we're trying to do.
I want you to have
some
your
of the
business. I
problems
don't care
been
what-
based on some
I
of
mean, I want you to have a good business over there.
So if I'm
But
not gonna be able to
expensive
talk, I'm
me.
just gonna
Sir,
go.
if he lets you talk, can you let him talk, please?
Yeah. But let's not interrupt him. Let's keep, go ahead, Joe, if you go, and then we'll.
So, I know it's a problem, and I'm working to try to get it fixed. As a council, I have nothing to go off of. Your ordinance is a nuisance. Your nuisance might be different than my nuisance. It's a very gray area. It's a very vague ordinance. If I had something to go off of, or something to shoot forward to, or something to work around, I would do it. The only thing that I have is putting up soundproofing. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I've done everything that I could possibly do to help. I have talked with Alvin a couple of times. Alvin's a great neighbor, good people. I understand that he has a family, and I'm working so hard to try to do it, to try to accommodate him too. We've moved the speakers off the west wall. Like I said, he's more of the touch tunes, because on the west wall, outside of the west wall, about 22 feet is what one of the complaints says where they measured it. He has windows and stuff, so I'm sure he does hear it. I've went over there, you can. He's more worried about the bass. Unfortunately, on the touch tunes, it has all that stuff built in it, I guess. It's not like you have amps and stuff. It's just something like when you go to a restaurant or something, you can put your money in and hit a song and it plays. We're putting up the rolling vinyl now that's coming from a soundproof company in Ohio. It's the top graded stuff that you could possibly have. It's a thick, like roll roofing vinyl, and it does. And the stuff that I've put up in the back before to try to help Clyde, it's helped tremendously, because if we ever turned it up before, you go outside the metal building, it would just rattle and make all kinds of noise.
You're right there.
And it's stopped.
Oh, and it ain't stopped.
What do you think, Alvin?
Well, yeah, and the problem, one thing on this, the times that we have in our ordinance now, and I mean, it's in place right now until we decide to, do something with it, but it, 11 to 7. And I know we talked, me and Joe, and we've talked, and the police chief talked, about the 11, and you know.
11 o'clock.
But then during the day, you know, it's been,
When he opened up, he talked about yesterday and we did. The police officer never did come down. We got a call on our business phone. It was Patrolman Cox. He said we just got a phone call. The call went in at 2:05. We open at noon on Saturday and Sunday. We were sitting at the bar about, I don't know, I think the complaint says 6. I don't know where we come up with that number. It was more than 6. But anyway, make a long story short, there was no music ever turned on. So I don't know where that call came from. And to back that up, I called Touch Tunes again. And tomorrow I'll have a sheet that tells you specifically every song that was played Sunday and what time it was turned on and what time it was turned off. So you can see. I don't want any trouble, but I want facts. I mean, I want to give you facts. I think we need to look, I mean, you know, if I can say, I think we need to look at a decimal thing. It'd be so much easier. Your cop comes down there, there's a decimal reading. There's other cities in Indiana, and I'm not so sure on surrounding because I haven't looked that up, but they're in place. So many decibels. I'm either at the decibel point or I'm over. Give me a citation, whatever. But that gives me something to go off of. Right now,
All you gotta do is come over to my house. You don't need no decibel.
I try
Come over to my
to
house and listen to me, you gotta turn it up.
I try to talk to you and help you as much as I can.
I've talked to Joe, you know, I told him this is a residential area, you know, it's always been a residential area, but this bar's been there a long time. Bars are operated a little different than they used to be many years ago. The way they go about some stuff, you know, so that's a big concern of mine. I mean, I don't think we're going to get anywhere solved tonight, but I did want to bring it to your attention, and then they was going to come, and I wasn't going to tell all three gentlemen that they couldn't come and express their opinion, but, you know, this is something it's not going to get solved tonight, I don't believe, and we need to look at. I was wanting you to look at it, you guys, and give me your opinion. I don't know. Chief Devine's been talking to some other communities about some of their ordinances and what they have in place. And he's done a lot of homework with it on his own. You want to get any?
Evansville, they have one that has a decibel reading. Theirs is 75. Personally, I think it would be great if we did have decibel level. That way my guys have something concrete to go off of that show up. It's either you're under, sorry complainant, he's under, he's good, or hey, you're over, sorry Joe, here's your citation, you're over. I mean, it would make our job a lot easier if there was something concrete.
Yeah, I think that'd be great decibel, but again, I need to be educated on the bass part, if decimal really carries bass.
Right. That I don't know the answer to that.
That is where we're all
need, you know, something to regulate, because that bass is 90% of the problem, I believe. You know.
Okay. With that being said, no matter how much, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're still not going to. Bass is like.
No, well, there's bass and there's bass. People have bass in their car, but they also have bass when they go down the road. It shakes the house.
Correct.
Bass is not just bass either. You know.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, when somebody, you know, pulls up to your business and you can hear their bass out in their vehicle, you know, other than a guy who has bass in his car and you never hear it. So there's got to be a way to measure that also, is what I'm saying.
Yes, and hopefully these meters, the soundproofing company that I'm going through, that I've bought all that vinyl from, has sent me one. You guys are more than welcome to it. I don't know how to run it. I have no idea. It just came today. Another one that I had bought just showed up today too, along with 2 other decimal readers that I'm going to put in the front on the inside and the back on the inside, that are digital screens, LCD screens, that are showing you what the decimals are at all times. Like I said, they're not even out of the box yet. The sound company, MLV, is what they're out of Wilmington, Ohio. That's what they use when they go
you
do.
mentioned your phone what was the decimal readings when you?
I haven't personally went out there and did an app. I'm like you, Doug. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know about the decimal. But the police officers, they pulled an app up on their phone
And what have they read?
and they've read, I think the highest has been 63, which is equivalent to, what did we say that was?
Here, let me see if I can find it real quick.
I'm about, okay, we're at,
When you're talking, it's 60.
when I'm talking, it's 60. So,
I mean,
it's very vague. I would like for you guys to come down and walk around. I mean, I'm not gonna say that you don't hear it, because you can. And I'm not gonna say that each song doesn't vary, because it does. I'm not gonna say that I'm here saying that I'm totally right, because I'm probably not. It's gonna vary for me. It's something that I'm always gonna constantly have to monitor also. There was a band there. They were extremely loud. I tried to talk them down. Young kids, I mean, they're just getting started. And they wanted to be so loud that you couldn't hear the singer. I had to tone it down. Some songs, you could hear the drums outside. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll walk out there. Now that it's such a problem, when we start at night, I walk the perimeter, and through the night, I walk the perimeter. Alvin might even hear me on the side of his house out there talking to people. You do? Thank you. We're constantly monitoring it. I'm doing the best that I possibly can to be, and spending the money to, help the problem out. I know this doesn't hold water or anything, and I'm not trying to be rude. But to me, if I'm buying a home, and the factor of a bar being right next to me, I think I'd look at that a little bit and see.
You know
because
what? I've been there 30 years and never had no problem out of that place over there till you come along.
Okay, thank you.
But, right now we got this time frame, and when our officers get called, they have to go down and check it
I
out.
live a half a block away and I can hear you.
I mean, I talked to Derek, I don't know, a couple weeks ago about the decibels. And I talked to Joe probably about every day. And I told Joe, I went down there Friday before last, and I talked to him on that Saturday, and I told him, I said it across the street from your house. I think you came out on the porch a couple times and probably wondered why I was
out there a bunch of times.
wondering why I was sitting across the street from your house. But and I told him the drums were horrible. They were that night, and he agreed with me that they were. I could hear him over there plain as day
Right.
on the other side of his place. And then I think that he saw Kenny there.
I was in Alvin's house and you could hear it.
And it quieted down a little bit, and then but I was there till, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning. I sat over there for 3 hours, and then finally, I think the police showed up, and there's about 4 or 5 police there, and I just left. So
Right.
I figured it was gonna be taken care
It was
of.
probably the last call. They were supposed to play till 2 with this COVID and stuff. They haven't played yet. And like I said, they were just getting put together.
3 o'clock.
The lead singer's voice was done. So
And one of the concerns I have, we have this that we're dealing with, and then if they start having outside entertainment, then there's no way we're gonna be able to have this conversation. I mean, they can't. I mean, if we're having this much problem indoors, I don't know how we can,
I think the ordinance needs to be looked at.
Yes.
I think back
I think
when
so.
we had the issue out there, the season, 4 seasons, I was on the council then, and we talked about that this ordinance needed to be looked at then, and it's still the same ordinance.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that we need to do something about it.
right.
It is an older ordinance, and it was updated a little bit in 2016, but not anything to do with the sound
I
and
know he wants
stuff.
to make this short, so this is my last thing, and I'll go. 'Cause
Joe, how long will it take you to get all the stuff you got in today up to help?
hopefully tonight, and that's another reason we're closing and losing money because we're trying to fix this problem also. So hopefully tonight it'll be all done until the next phase,
You were talking about putting a fence up to help bounce
Well,
the.
that will be after we get this up and see where this goes and stuff. I don't wanna keep spending money.
No, I understand. I was just trying to point out different
Yeah,
stuff that you were.
failure. I'd rather. But yeah, no, absolutely. I'm willing to work within means to do everything that I possibly can to keep good neighbors. I try to work with Clyde. I'm sorry.
I don't know why you haven't got out to start with.
Yeah, I think we need to look at this. That's why I was gonna bring it to you guys tonight, just so we can look and get some feedback and conversation on this.
It's very subjective, it really is.
Yeah, so that's the reason, I got it and brought it to your attention, but, yeah, okay, and that's what I'd like to do is, have a conversation, come back on next meeting or whenever you feel like you guys are ready.
Chief, how many places have you found that have the decibel? I know Lagodi has one, but theirs is kind of weird that I looked at.
So far, 3. I called him, go to chief, he says they don't use that.
Theirs was very,
Vincent's has one, I've asked for a copy of it twice, have not received it. I did receive Evansville's, and I found one today, actually Westfield has one.
I didn't know if you could, like, what you get, send to all of us so that we can kind of see what the other ones are looking at.
Or get it to Debbie, and then she can get it out to the guys.
I mean, I think that would help us kind of look and see what's out there.
Yeah.
Well, as long as I don't hear it, you can play as loud as you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, I told Joe, I said I was hoping there'd be some kind of middle here, in the middle of the road where we can meet. But I know, I understand your concerns very much. I understand your concerns, and I understand Joe's concerns, so let's see if we can, we're going to try to look at this, and we'll keep working on it, I promise you. I mean, we'll keep working on it. Okay. Anything else?
Appreciate it.
All right.
Have you checked cost on the meters, Chief?
You can get a couple $100, I'll let $1,000. I don't think that'd be an issue for
We talked about, when I was in the audience and before I got into this position, we talked about meters, a few years back about getting meters because we had troubles with, jake brakes and this and that and that and this. And I mean, we could use them for a lot of other things. I mean, anything in this noise ordinance, we can use those meters once we get them, but.
Carpet makes a good sound barrier.
I did look at them, Randy, after I talked to Chief, and the thing about them is they have to be a calibrated one.
That's what I.
So you have to be able to calibrate it, which I'm not sure what the Joe's got, but the ones that I found were around $400 a piece that actually could be calibrated.
Those ones that I have are, but I have no idea how to
So.
And they have to be sent in yearly to get recalibrated or anything?
I didn't read, I'm sure they have to or something.
That's
like
normal.
That's the ordinances that I've read, they do require.
That's usually normal for anything like that, yeah. Okay, well, and we'll let you know if we, if you're not here and we come to it, we'll keep you abreast of what's going on, yeah. But we'll let you know. I mean, okay, appreciate it, appreciate you both coming. We're gonna work on this and see what we can do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you, Joe.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. The only other things I had, update, I always try to give you an update on the highway project. Got an update today. The weather's not been the greatest in the world, but right now there's 52% of the road project is complete and 95% water and 98% sewer. The curbs and the curbs and the guttering is pretty well done on the north side. They pretty well finished that up the other day. They got sidewalks and driveways they're doing, but both of those are about 50% done right now. They're going to start working on the north side, put the lighting fixtures in place. I think they're starting maybe even today. So we're moving along. If the weather stays good, we can keep this thing moving, and maybe in 4 weeks we can be awful close of being completed. So that's what I got from Mark Marshall today. In a roundabout way, I wanted to keep it. So, and then on the road, I want to touch base on the railroad crossing update. As you can see, we made it through last week. We got the last 3 roads tore up down there. Meridian, West 2nd, West 3rd is tore up right now, and those are the last 3 in the city. We do have some complaints or some calls, complaints to me. Got them looking at 11th Street, so if anybody asks you, I did tell them about 11th, but then I got a couple other streets tonight that I will get a hold of them and express our concerns with that, and see if we can get them to look at these. Like 7th Street evidently has got a little bit of a concern, and I forget if there's any more out there or not, but if there's any, if you hear of any, oh yeah, Maysville Road, Mr. Spillman told me about Maysville Road, so I'll bring that to their attention. like I said before, they raise the rails and then that causes problems on the approaches, I believe. So hopefully, I think we'll get it.
There was 4 of them there at 11 today, this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, because I told them about that Friday, and they said they would get there and look. But I'll bring these other streets to their attention and just make sure before they leave town we can get them address those too, because we want things to be right. Okay, anything else? Anybody in the audience got anything for the council tonight? Anything? Okay, not seeing any, hearing anything. Doug, you got anything for the council?
Nothing.
Randy?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Beth, you got anything?
No.
Councilman Griss?
Just the neighbors are proud of their new streetlight.
Yeah, we got, I did remember to tell them and get them on that, yes.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Kenny?
I have nothing.
Alan?
I'm good.
Okay, all right, seeing nothing else, we're gonna call this meeting adjourned. Board of Works and Safety in 5 minutes. All right, we call the meeting to order. City of Washington Board of Public Works and Safety, March 22nd, 2021. First, we got approval of minutes of the March 8th, 2021 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion we approve them.
Okay, need to make a motion to approve these, and Councilman Dahl seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Reading the bank statements and donations? Yeah, I don't know why she always does that. You did that, okay. I'm just going by her agenda. Yep, I just thought maybe we had something else pop up. Yeah, okay. The discussion approval of the claims that was submitted tonight.
I move we approve the claims.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Dahl makes a motion to approve the claims. Need a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we've got a discussion approval of a request from First Choice Solutions, AKA the Pregnancy Care Center located at 714 West Walnut, to close the alley section from Front Street to West 8th Street, directly behind their building, north end, from 11 to 4 for the Community Festival on April 17th. I think we have a, go ahead, state your name, and if you'd like to speak on this.
I'm Danny Smith, I'm the Assistant Director.
Yep.
One thing, we probably ought to maybe, if we could, change that to 10 to 4. The reason I'm asking that, we're gonna have a flatbed for the band, and he's wanting to get there early, and we gotta get the sound system set up.
Yeah, they talked to us about this, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. You know, we just got the Pregnancy Care Center all done, and front is into 8th. That way, everybody comes up the alley. They can turn on 8th, and we're not keeping anybody from using the alleyway. And yeah, they want to have a band on the top of the flatbed trailer.
And we're gonna use the one that's just 2 feet high, we're not gonna use.
Yeah,
the
okay.
So that,
And,
as far as anybody falling or anything, it's not gonna be real high up, so.
there again, you know, just don't get too loud.
I move we approve that.
I understand that.
I'll second.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve that request, and need a second. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And
You guys like a flyer?
yes, please.
Okay,
Yes,
that's a-
yes. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, leave them with us. Make sure we get them up. All right, thank you. And the care center looks great.
We're getting close,
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I knew it was a lot of work when you. So
You had a ton of.
yeah, thank you.
volunteers, so it's been awesome.
So it's all done, yeah? All moved in?
Well, it's not, it's 95%.
Okay.
We're getting real.
Good.
Yeah, with the driveway and the parking lot and the sidewalk and everything, it was, yeah, you had a lot of work.
It's looking good.
It is looking good. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. All right. Discussion approve a request from resident at 16 East Walnut Street, which is Courtney Robbins is the name on that, for no parking on the west side of Northeast First Street between Walnut and Heffron Streets. This came up, we've known about this for at least 2-3 weeks, and I talked to Brian with this, and I've been going by there a lot on a regular basis to check this out. And every time but one, and I've not seen no cars on the street.
I went by there today and there were no cars there.
Well, Friday night after work, early, there was one car, and it was about, so ask Brian, if you want to give your opinion on this.
There's about, with WC, there's currently about 30 parents who pick up on the back, drop off and pick up on the backside, mostly pick up in the afternoon. There really isn't much traffic in the morning. They like to funnel everybody in the front of the school. Really, you're talking one time a day for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I've never seen very many cars there.
I used to be one of those parents. My kids go there, and I had to pick up for 2 years on that backside. They're on the front side now, so I have no skin in the game. And what I'm saying, they absolutely cannot. That organization cannot lose that parking because they've already had it taken away from the church beside them. They've had it taken away from the YMCA. They don't have anywhere else to go, and you're gonna back up traffic bad if you eliminate people being able to park a few minutes before their kids come out to,
What is their complaint?
Well, see, they put this fence up around, and it's a nice looking fence, but they put it right on the line. I had the building commissioner look at that too, and they put it right on the line, which, when they come out of their driveway, that hinders a little bit of their vision. But in First Baptist, I don't go by there when their church service is going on. I'm there earlier in the morning, but you know they've been parking along that west side of the building for years, and but I don't think they, you know, I've not seen very many cars, so hardly any cars. So when I first, I thought, well, I'll check it, but I think by granting, if we did, it just opens a can of worms up to everybody that's got a, you know, parking along their house. Right. I mean,
if they had a sight distance issue, they could just lower the height of the fence.
Yeah, and John went to it, looked at it, and Brian's looked at it with John, and
when that family applied for the fence permit, before John issued it, we went over there and we measured all the line of sight distances and everything on the corner as far as the intersection is concerned. It all lines up okay. The placement of the fence meets John's requirements.
Yeah.
What they're suffering from is unintended consequences. They wanted a tall fence, now they can't back out of their driveway.
without getting out in the roadway before they can look, really see what's going on.
You know, we're asking to displace 30 to 40 people for one house on one block for 30 minutes a day. So.
Yeah. Well, I had my opinion on it early on, but I wanted to give it a shot and look at it, and I've been watching it for quite a while.
The only thing I thought of was where their driveways are. They have 2 openings for the fence.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little yellow on each side of the driveway or something. You know what I mean? Like if cars are too close to the driveway.
And I've not seen that problem. I mean, you know, I guess we could tell them, you know,
I don't know.
depending on what you want. I mean, I think we tell them, you know, if they continue having, but right now I don't see a problem because there's just never no cars there.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
that's my, you know, I just don't see it's worthy of granting quite yet.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
So I, you know, I'd be glad to make the motion to not allow this if you guys
I'll
feel.
second that.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Discussion and approval of utility write-offs. Okay.
I gave them the marks with the album. Here, did you have a copy here?
No. I didn't, yeah. Okay, thank you. I do now.
So most of these write-offs are for 2016. The reason why the total of $78,051.14 is so high, if you recall last year, we took a portion of our delinquents and we turned them over to the TREX program, which is the debt set off. So this year what we're doing is we're pulling those out and doing those write-offs. Now as far as that, with that being said, that program's going really well. Last year we only did 2,000. This year so far we've done almost 10,000 that we've had a match and we brought money in. You know, we've kind of got that where we've figured it out, and we have a new person that's also doing that. So I'm just asking for approval for us to go ahead and write these off. We have bankruptcies, those accounts from individuals that are deceased, unserved small claims, which are people that we've tried to take to court and they're unserved, and then our delinquents, which we just can't find a match for those people.
And like years past, before I came in here, I know you guys worked very hard on these and tried to collect as much as possible. And even when Nita was in office, I know they work on these. This is just not for a lack of trying.
Yeah, the staff at the collections office does a great job.
Yeah, they do.
And those from 2014 and 2015, it was just a tad over 30,000. So that's why that number is a little high, so.
I'll make a motion, we approve these.
I'll second that.
Okay. Need to make some motion to approve these. Councilman Dahl seconds it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, very good. Thank you. Thanks to the girls, what they do. I mean, I know they work hard. Okay, anything else? Anything from the audience? Good for the board. Jerry's got a request.
Item number 5, are we being asked to provide barricades for that? It was not mentioned.
We should probably. They didn't say, but I'm sure they're going to need. I could touch base with them and let you know. I should have asked Mr. Smith when he was here, but let that slip. I'll find out. I can find out, and I think so. I think we go ahead and plan on it, but we got a little bit of time yet. But I'll find out.
And if you would remind him that we provide them, we've not come and set them out.
Yes, I will. I'll get a hold of them down there. Okay, Jerry, you got a request?
Yep, Jerry signed up with Deputy Community Church at 1419 West Walnut. And I apologize, it's such a late notice, but I thought your guys' meeting was last week, and I told them we screwed up. But I seen Doug wasn't home, so I said I'm going to the council. But anyway, we're going to have our Palm Sunday event outside, and luckily, the gentleman that was sitting here is right behind our church, and he tells us to turn it down too. The decimals, I have my decimals on in church, and sometimes they get over 100. Well, at 130 is like a jet taking off or a shotgun. 84 is when you start losing hearing. So that's just from previous job experience. But I'd like to see if we could get the road closed from 9 to like 2, because we're gonna have outside church if it's not raining, and we'll set up the barricades.
What's the date?
This Sunday.
28th Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah, 28th.
Do you want to close the same as what you've done in the
Yes.
past? Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully this will be the last time we ask for a road closing, because our new church is being built right now, so
Yeah.
we've got 22 acres to do it, so.
Yeah.
We'll set them out Friday then.
Yeah, this has been going on for many years, and we've not had any complaints on this, and
I usually go back in alley, and I talk to that gentleman all the time.
Yeah.
And he says, "You're kind of loud, let me take care of it for you." I tell him to tone it down a little bit.
9 to 2. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
I move we approve it.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve this request, and need a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, just keep Pete off the roof. Keep Pete off the roof, you know.
No, he's gonna be in my bucket truck.
That scares me.
He'll be in my bucket truck.
Okay. All right, anything else from the audience? Hearing none, seeing none, I'll call this meeting adjourned.